It was early morning when I received the frantic call. Karen had gone too far this time. She had attempted to remove my children from the property, claiming it was in violation of some imaginary HOA rule. I froze for a moment, then remembered exactly who I was dealing with. I'm a federal judge. That means the law doesn't just support me. It is on my side. And anyone who attempts to kidnap children from my property is stepping into serious federal consequences. I grabbed the phone and dialed security and law enforcement simultaneously. The sheriff, my trusted contacts, and a rapid response team were all notified immediately. Karen, of course, thought she could intimidate my family because of her HOA position. She had no idea the kind of protection she was challenging. By the time she arrived at the driveway, expecting compliance or fear, she was met with flashing lights and uniformed officers. My children, safe and calm, were playing in the yard, oblivious to the chaos. Karen's jaw dropped. She clearly hadn't anticipated this level of preparedness. I stepped forward, firm but composed. Karen, any attempt to remove my children from this property is considered kidnapping under federal law. You have no authority here. Step back. She tried to argue, waving her arms and shouting about HOA rules and community standards. But the officers were unfazed. They had already reviewed my property deeds, my custody documentation, and my federal credentials. Everything was legal, binding, and crystal clear. Karen was trespassing and committing a felony by her actions. One officer gently but firmly guided her away from the property. You are under strict warning. Any further attempt to enter this property will result in immediate arrest, he said. Karen sputtered, her face pale and red with frustration. She tried to argue that the HOA could enforce rules, but I calmly interjected, "The HOA has no authority over my family. You've overstepped into criminal activity." By midday, the HOA had received multiple certified notices from my attorney, detailing Karen's attempt to interfere with my children, her trespassing, and the potential federal consequences of any future actions. Karen tried to rally board members to her cause, but everyone knew they had no jurisdiction, and they feared being implicated in her reckless behavior. The local news even caught wind of the story, framing it as a dramatic case of HOA overreach thwarted by federal authority. Karen quickly became a cautionary tale, her reputation decimated, and the board faced scrutiny for allowing such an incident to occur. My children remained safe, unaware of the panic Karen had caused. I spent the evening reinforcing security, updating surveillance, and reviewing emergency protocols. There would be no second attempt. From that day forward, Karen was banned from my property entirely. Any attempt to approach would result in immediate law enforcement action. The HOA, chastened by the federal warning, quickly distanced themselves from her antics. In the end, the lesson was clear. No one, not even a self-important HOA member, can interfere with federal authority, property rights, and the safety of children. Karen learned this the hard way, and her reputation was irreparably damaged. Because in my home, family comes first, law comes second, and anyone foolish enough to challenge both will find themselves outmatched, outmaneuvered, and utterly powerless.